suddenly is caught between choosing a career and also the role of a mother, a nurturer, somebody who's going to support and be the pillar of support for the family?
I think society has put that on women. I think society has said for a long time, it is the women who will nurture the children, who will be there to, help them with their tears or fill their lunchbox when they go to school. But what I know to be true is in the Nordic countries where they've had things like very robust paid family medical leave policies now for over 30 years, not just the women take off time at the birth of the child, but the man takes off time. Yeah. And what he will tell you now is the men will say, are you kidding? Why would I not take time off when my child is born? And once he does, he then helps more with the children all through the course of their life. And so I think we need to change the societal norm so that women can do both. If their husband's helping them, there is a way to do both.
My final two questions. What are the goals for you going forward to the next 2 or 3 years? What have you set yourself that you want to achieve as co-chair of the Gates Foundation?
I want to see women at more places in society, and I know we can get there, but I look sector after sector. I look in agriculture, I look in finance, I look in tech and say, how do we get women further along? Because then we will start to change society. So that is a big goal for me. I also want to make sure that children around the world get fully vaccinated. India, again, has been a model for this. Even during the COVID crisis, you all got over a 90% vaccination rate, right?
Yes.
2.2 billion COVID vaccines were made here in India. And having that focus on vaccinations, that will save children's lives. And so I'd love to see more of that around the world.
As life throws a lot of curveballs at us, what gives you hope and optimism? My final question.
When I see the ingenuity of people, even you meet a man or a woman who is starting a new business or figuring out a way to get their kids in school, there isn't a person I've ever asked anywhere in the world, when I ask them what their hopes and dreams are, if they're a parent, they always talk about their kids. And so it gives me hope seeing that people are working towards a future where life is better for everybody.
We need you more often in India. So on that note, I thank you for having this conversation with us.
Thanks for the time.
Good evening, this is Brass Tax. I'm Zaka Jacob. The states of Maharashtra and Karnataka have been fighting over the border district of Belgaum for a number of decades now. The Supreme Court is apprised of this matter. It'll be hearing the case this week. But today there were chaotic scenes at the border toll between both states. Kannada groups protested and ransacked some Maharashtra state buses. The question is, when Chief Minister Bommai had explicitly told two Maharashtra ministers not to go to the border, they were planning to do that over the last weekend, who then gave the permission to these Kannada fringe groups to go there and create the kind of ruckus that we saw? And more importantly, why is it that despite commission after commission recommending a formula for the division of these villages in Belgaum, why have both governments not got down to implement it? Will this now also be left to the Supreme Court? But first, the story of what happened today.
This is the Belagavi border. Caught in a tussle between Maharashtra and Karnataka, the district has been simmering for decades now. But the situation went out of hand today. Hundreds of activists of the Karnataka Rakshana Vedike targeted vehicles with Maharashtra registration numbers. Stones were pelted at trucks like this one. The window panes and windshield shattered. Other vehicles were vandalized and defaced, their number plates blackened.
प्रमुख अभी बेलगाम में के चन्नम्मा वृत्त में मैं हूँ. इधर पुलिस बंदोबस्त नियोजन किया गया है. सुबह से आज बेलगाम में कर्नाटक रक्षा वेदिके के बेंगलुरु के कार्यकर्ता ने बहुत प्रतिरोध किया, प्रोटेस्ट किया हिरेबागेवाड़ी टोल के पास.
The activists were heading towards Belagavi from Bengaluru to stage a massive protest against a proposed visit by Maharashtra leaders to Belagavi. but police were deployed in big numbers at a toll plaza located on the Pune-Bengaluru National Highway to prevent the activists from entering. A heated argument broke out between the pro-Kannada activists and police, leading to the detention of around 400 protesters. Belagavi is currently part of Karnataka but is claimed by Maharashtra. While both states are ruled by the BJP, there is a lot of friction between the state governments over the dispute.
ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಚುನಾವಣೆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನವೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ವಿವಾದವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎಬ್ಬಿಸಬೇಕನ್ನುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಗಡಿ ರಕ್ಷಣೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಬದ್ಧರಾಗಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಜನರನ್ನ.
For the second time in a week, Maharashtra ministers Chandrakant Patil and Shambhuraj Desai postponed their visit to Belagavi. And that has given fodder to the opposition in Maharashtra to target the Shinde government.
We are seeing provocative statements being made by the Chief Minister of Karnataka. And here in Maharashtra, we have a mute spectator of an unconstitutional CM. On the other hand, we have a Chief Minister who announced that his ministers will go hear the voice of the people there. And now he has taken a back foot, taken a step backwards.
NCP Supremo Sharad Pawar has issued a big warning on the border row.
अजिबात आमचं समर्थन नाही. मी एवढंच सांगितलं तर हे इतका संयम राखून सुद्धा कर्नाटकाच्या सीमेवर हे जे घडत असेल.
As the border tussle escalates, what will it take to finally settle the Belagavi dispute?
All right, some breaking news coming in now. Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde has spoken with Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai on the showdown that happened in Belagavi. Sources telling CNN News18 that the talks were positive and the bottom line is that people should not be inconvenienced. There were also reports of now attacks happening in Maharashtra of Karnataka state buses. Let me go across to Vinaya first, who's joining us. Vinaya, what more details? There have been multiple conversations. I think last week also Bommai spoke to Fadnavis. Now Shinde and Bommai have spoken as well. What is causing this flare-up? Because there seems to be the sense that politically this is being once again inflamed, once again ignited just 6 months before the Karnataka election.
Well, yes, that is the sense here, Zaka. And in fact, two important conversations did take place today. One between the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra and between the Chief Minister of Karnataka, and second between the Chief Ministers of both the states. While Maharashtra has maintained that it wants the situation to normalize soon, and while sources tell us that there won't be a need for opposition leaders like Sharad Pawar to travel to Belgaum in the next 24 to 48 hours, because that is the ultimatum that the opposition has given, there clearly is a sense that the issue is being raked up on the background of the coming elections. In any case, it seems like the situation will go out of hands and we will possibly see some protests in Maharashtra as well in the coming 24 hours if the situation continues to remain tense in Belgaum. Meanwhile, Maharashtra Ekikaran Samiti, which is the Marathi organizations group in Belgaum, has huddled into meetings for late night today after they were detained by the police for at least 4 hours in Belgaum. So they are also keeping a watch. They are in touch with Maharashtra politicians, and whatever message the Maharashtra politicians get from Belgaum in the next 24 hours will decide how the situation is. As of now, we are seeing violent reactions from MNS and other parties, where buses have been vandalized in Maharashtra at several locations. They have been defaced, may it be Sindhudurg, may it be Pune. We have seen such instances of attacks on Karnataka
All right,
buses
Vinay, we'll leave it
in
at
the
that.
next 24
We'll see how the story plays out. Remember, things are flaring up. Temperatures are rising at the border district between Maharashtra and Karnataka. Let me now open this up to our panelists who are joining us. S. Prakash is spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP. Will be joined by Brijmohan Srivastava of the NCP. Kishore Tiwari is leader of the Shiv Sena. Anurag Naidu, political analyst, and Maloji Ashtekar, General Secretary of the Maharashtra Ekikaran Samiti, will also be joining us. Mr. S. Prakash, let me start with you first. Last week, two Maharashtra ministers, Shambhuraj Desai and Chandrakant Patil, were supposed to visit Belgaum. Then they postponed it to this week. Anyway, there was this call that happened between Mr. Bommai and Mr. Fadnavis, after which Mr. Bommai clearly told Mr. Fadnavis not to send those ministers. In light of that, I want to ask you today, sir, who allowed these Karnataka Rakshana Vedike workers, led by their leader Narayan Gowde, to reach all the way to the toll plaza there, the Hire Bagewadi toll plaza, Because if on the one hand, Karnataka, state of Karnataka is saying, we want to maintain law and order, we will not allow the Maharashtra ministers to come there, surely who is giving fringe groups like the Vedike time and space to go to the border and create the ruckus that they did today?
Now, Karnataka government is committed to protect the safety and security of both the Maratha people and as well as the Kannadigas. Last week, the Maratha in Maharashtra, several Karnataka buses were stoned, black painted, and this inflamed the situation here. Needless controversy is being raised by several Maharashtra ministers, despite both the states are ruled by the Bharatiya Janata Party. Any issues they could have sat across the table and discussed with the Karnataka chief minister, who is more amenable to speak to them and ensure the safety and security of the people. Needlessly, this border controversy is being raised. This is not a new controversy. This is going on for decades.
Mr. Prakash, no, tell me please. All I'm seeing today's pictures, Maharashtra trucks being pelted with stones, paint being put on them by Karnataka Rakshana Vedike workers. Now, my very simple question is, this is happening inside the borders of Karnataka. Why is the state allowing this to happen?
No, nobody should take the law into their hands. If they throw stones against the Maharashtra buses today, tomorrow the Karnataka buses will also face the similar situation in the Maharashtra. Everyone should realize we all belong to India. We are all Indians. If at all we have to fight for any border, everybody should fight for the POK. Let the POK be included in India.
Okay.
The Maharashtra, Belgaum is in India. It is in Karnataka. What problem the Maharashtrians have got? Mahajan Commission report has already clearly specified, and that report has been accepted by the Karnataka. For political reasons, Maharashtra politicians time and again they raise the Belgaum issue and try to create confusion and disturb the
let me
peace
ask
in
Brijmohan Srivastava of the
Belgaum.
NCP, and then I'll go to Kishore Tiwari of the Shiv Sena. But Brijmohan Srivastava of the NCP, the Mahajan Commission report that S. Prakash is referring to came in the 1960s. There was a settled formula. One second. There was a settled formula that was outlined in that Mahajan Commission report. The Maharashtra government went to court, I think 2005 or 2006. Today we are in 2022. Why is the Maharashtra government raking up this issue after a formula was proposed in the 1960s on how to settle this issue in Belgaum?
No, our state government was gone to the Supreme Court, and that matter is still pending with the Supreme Court. So we believe in a law decision of the court. And Honorable Sharad Pawarji is saying this thing. It is not a matter of the unnecessary creating dispute. And surprising, you see, the same thing is happening in Assam and Meghalaya. Both state governed by the BJP. Here is also the same thing. Both state governed by the BJP.
Assam and Meghalaya is not a border dispute. It was a firing issue. Police fired at locals there. But please answer the question I'm asking you. This was a formula suggested by a commission in the 1960s. Maharashtra sat on that and went to court in 2005-06. Now it's 2022. It's been 15 years.
Yeah.
You are still not willing to settle this issue. Why?
But we have not raised the issue. Mr. Bombay has started saying something in this regard. Therefore, this matter is a flare-up. Why they are not waiting for the Supreme Court decision?
And what is Mr. Sharad Pawar, a senior leader, a tall leader today, saying that if these protests don't end in 24 hours, then whatever happens in Maharashtra, the consequences, the fallout, the responsibility will be on the Karnataka Chief Minister. That does not seem like a statement intended to quell the protests or a statement intended to douse the flames. It seems like that's a statement that is enflaming the situation.
I totally disagree with you. Pawar Sahib is a very sensible senior politician of this country. And whatever he is speaking in the interest of the country.
So tell me, when he says whatever happens in the next 24 hours, if the protests don't stop, then it's the responsibility of the Karnataka Chief Minister. What does that mean?
Then why the BJP government is working in Karnataka? Why they are not going to resign then? If they are unable to control this matter? Why they are sitting on the seat then? It's a question.
How many violence you people have instigated in the past in the name of border dispute? Is it in the interest of the nation? a senior leader like Sharad Pawar is he's threatening the people of Karnataka, and you say it is in the interest of the nation. First know what is the interest of the nation. Maintaining harmony between the two states is the interest of the nation, not creating division, not creating insight in the people.
Constitutional position, and he is unable to take decision, and you are raising question against the Sharad Pawar sahab. What he is
Why
told?
not? Is he above the question? Is he above the questioning?
No, but your chief
You should
minister,
answer.
your chief
Mr. Zaka
minister
has raised an important question. Answer to that.
Let me know.
Instigating, threatening is in the interest of the people, the nation.
Sir, Karnataka chief minister is not responsible for the law and order and the peace of the
He
country.
is maintaining the law and order. He is advising the Maharashtra ministers not to enter Karnataka, create confusion, instigate people. Via what business they have to come to
No,
the
one second. Prakash Avare, one second. Before I go to Kishore Tiwari, look at these pictures, Mr. Prakash. These are pictures from Karnataka. These are not pictures from Maharashtra. These are all fellows from the Karnataka Rakshana Vedike. They have the Karnataka flag and shawls of the Karnataka flag colors. They are blocking the highway. They are doing pradishnam on the highway. They are creating ruckus scenes there, breaking glass panes of Maharashtra trucks. This is not the Maharashtra government's responsibility.
It is
the
Law and
responsibility
order,
of the
Prakash
Karnataka
Avare,
police
inside
to
Karnataka
maintain
is
the law and
Karnataka
order. I
state
agree.
government's responsibility.
Yes, I agree. They should not have taken the law into their hands. It is going to precipitate the matter. Even in Maharashtra, it will have repercussions. We should maintain peace and balance in while fighting these issues. There was no need for pelting stones. I am accepting it.
Okay.
But the government, the people who came there have been arrested and the peace has been restored. Why threatening? Why instigating people by the Maharashtra politicians?
Kishore Tiwari. No, let me ask Kishore Tiwari of the Shiv Sena. A large section of people there in Belgaum, Marathi-speaking people, by the way, have said that this entire thing, this recent flare-up, was because of water shortage. As you are aware, Belgaum has a water shortage problem, and the state of Karnataka has been providing water even to those villages which under Mahajan Commission had been recommended to go to Maharashtra. Many people are saying that they have not got water supply from the Maharashtra state government. Instead, the Karnataka state government is providing them water supply. That is why they want to be associated with Karnataka and not with Maharashtra. Why are you not addressing that core issue, Mr. Tiwari? Instead of playing politics, this is the issue that needs to be addressed, that there is a water shortage in that district. One state seems to be able to address that issue and address that concern of the local people there. The other state is not able to.
Jacob, as Prakash is the one side opposing the today's protest in Karnataka and Belgaum issue, and there are Marathi speaking majority in 3 districts who want to be associated with Maharashtra, and Maharashtra Ekikaran is that issue. But who has fueled this issue? It is CM Bombay. Who is Bombay to say that a minister from a BJP government of Maharashtra should not enter Karnataka?
He is the chief minister of Karnataka who has the responsibility to maintain the law and order.
Don't speak in between. Jacob, you should monitor.
Who is Bombay?
This BJP created tamasha.
No, one second, Kishore Tiwari Sahab, if the arrival of any minister or whoever it is, one second, आप सुनिए ना एक second, ना मैं सिर्फ ये कह रहा हूँ कि if the arrival of minister or whoever it is creates a law and order situation in a state, in this case Karnataka, then the chief minister is well within his right to say that. 144 तो impose कर सकते हैं. From time to time, district administrations impose 144.
अरे भाई, ये कर्नाटका वेदिके समिति, ये बीजेपी का आउटफिट ही है और चुनाव के लिए ये सब किया जा रहा है. मैं अभी बताता हूँ, सीएम मुंबई पे अगर बीजेपी हाईकमांड एक्शन नहीं लेती है, आज 400-500 लोग आकर इनोसेंट लोगों को परेशान कर रहे थे, तमाशा लगा के रखा है. बीजेपी से रूल करना होता नहीं तो मुंबई को सैक कर देना चाहिए.
नहीं तिवारी साहब, एक सेकंड रुकिए. नहीं एक सेकंड रुकिए. आप ये गलत फहमी में मत रहिए कि वायलेंस एक तरफा हो रहा है. आई एम जस्ट गेटिंग अ पीस ऑफ ब्रेकिंग न्यूज एंड आई विल कम बैक टू मिस्टर तिवारी. Now we are seeing the fallout of the violence that happened in Belagavi earlier today. Now we are seeing this in Maharashtra. Let's get that piece of breaking news going. The MNS, the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena of Raj Thackeray's party, has now defaced some Karnataka registration buses in Sindhudurg in Maharashtra. Now remember, Sindhudurg is not a disputed area. There's no issue between Karnataka and Maharashtra over Sindhudurg. But in Sindhudurg, Karnataka registration buses have been blackened. You can see that black paint and red paint has been put on those buses. So now this is a tit for tat, Tiwari Saab. What happened in Belgavi today, this is a tit for tat by Maharashtra Navnirman Sena. कोई कहेगा, शिवसेना कहेगा या एनसीपी कहेगी या कांग्रेस पार्टी कहेगी कि जो एमएनएस जो कर रही है ये भी गुंडागर्दी है?
नहीं, ये देखो, महाराष्ट्र में तो रिएक्शन होना ही था। अब बीजेपी का गुजरात के कर्नाटक के चुनाव के लिए अगर ये इशू पैदा करती है, हाँ, तो बुनियादी तौर पे ये सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का इशू है कि उन्होंने इसको एड्रेस करना चाहिए।
ये बोलिए ना, ये जो पिक्चर्स हम दिखा रहे हैं, बसेस को वो ब्लैक एंड कर रहे हैं, इसको कंडेम कीजिए ना।
मैं तो कर रहा हूँ, ये मैंने कहा सपोर्ट किया। ये तो महाराष्ट्रियन लोगों का अस्मिता का विषय है कि महाराष्ट्रियन गाड़ियां वहां जा रही और वो ट्रक वाला केवल महाराष्ट्रियन है, इसलिए उसको ह्यूमिलेट किया जा रहा।
तो महाराष्ट्रियंस के लिए अस्मिता है, लेकिन कर्नाटका के लिए अस्मिता नहीं है।
गलत कर रही है।
अमेजिंग। महाराष्ट्र के लिए अस्मिता है, लेकिन कर्नाटका के लिए कोई अस्मिता नहीं है।
अरे कर्नाटका का अस्मिता का विषय कौन सा है? महाराष्ट्र में महाराष्ट्र के अंदर 4 जिले कर्नाटक से आना चाहिए, ये इशू है। ये तो खेड़े अभी Maharashtra में बीजेपी की सरकार।
Tiwari साहब, anyway, let me go to Anurag Naidu, please. Let me go to Anurag Naidu. You know, the problem is, no, I think one of the panelists hit the nail on the head. It is rather odd. We have seen border disputes flare up when one party is ruling in one state and another party is ruling in another state. In this case, Mr. Naidu, BJP is ruling both in Maharashtra as well as in Karnataka, and of course the central government is BJP. If the same party ruling in both states and in the center cannot sort this problem out, then I fail to understand how are we going to address border disputes in other states. And 75 years later, are we still addressing border disputes between states in this country?
Very, very unfortunate, Zaka. And I think the reason being, although it is both BJP governments in Karnataka, in fact, Maharashtra, the whole problem is with, the Gadbandhan Sarkar that's going on in Maharashtra. That's where, everything is coming up politically, because that's where the opposition in Maharashtra has caught up. And that's where you see all this political action and reaction. And I'm very surprised, Zaka. And you made a very good point. And you made a point where, why should we be discussing leaders? Why should we be discussing that one leader had a very truncated response to other leaders? CM has said that, Deputy CM has said that, किसी ने WhatsApp बात किया, किसी ने phone किया. Why should we discuss that? The whole issue is we had a water problem. One state has solved it. And it is about the people. Why are we not discussing like a Europe or a United Kingdom about referendums where they want to be together with the European Union or not? Why don't we respect people and their opinion? If that is the case, we should have been discussing, all of us put together, we should have been discussing how do we put a right referendum, and why should we not close this issue for once and all? Because it has been going on right from the days of Yashwantrao Chauhan as a chief minister in 1956, if I'm not wrong. And this issue with Mahajan Commission, and this issue is not dying. It is still sub judice. But why are we not looking at a long-term solution rather than we are just handpicking and the kind of responses? And I'm afraid, while new parties like MNS and the people parties that are politically seen to be aggressive, they might turn the tables and they might make the situation even worse. So it is a collective responsibility for all the politicians representing the panel to go back to the parties and say, hey, come on, let's not politicize further because we are going to hurt the people on the ground. Let's sit down and let's respect and go and talk to the people of our sides, not Karnataka. First, talk to the people of Maharashtra. Karnataka leaders should talk to the people of Karnataka first, and then put the right representation on the table. And why should we also forget that there was a union ministry for coordination created by none other than Mr. Amit Shah, and I think Mr. Amit Shah should step in. This is the right time when he should step in and he should do a coordination meeting, and things should be solved amicably.
One, what Anurag asked, why don't we have a referendum there? Now, you may agree, disagree. You may say that this local party there, Maharashtra Ekikaran Samiti, it used to have a lot of support many years ago, but now you may concur that their support has come down. Why not have a referendum? Ask the people of Belgavi, the disputed sites that are there, that's about 800 villages or so, which state do they want to be associated with? Do they want to be with Karnataka or do they want to be with Maharashtra?
Jagat Saab, I want to
इस प्रकार से उसके बाद मैं उसके बाद आ रहा हूँ
Sir, if the referendum is made for Belgavi, tomorrow Jammu and Kashmiri people will ask for the similar referendum. Are we willing to accept for that? We should not precipitate the matter. A commission was appointed in 1960 and it has given a clear verdict that the Belgaum should remain with the Karnataka and some other parts which are with the Karnataka should go to them, and Karnataka government had accepted it. And moreover, the people of Maharashtra, Belgaum district are living peacefully. They are not involved in all these agitations and all. It is because of some forces this violence has taken place. Even the Maharashtra minister, they should have behaved more maturely. They should understand it is the BJP government here. Anything done is will damage the prospects of the BJP in Karnataka. Are they not interested? Why Chandrakant Patil was the BJP Maharashtra president and he says I will come down to Belgavi despite appeal from the chief minister not to come. Is this the way we should play the politics? What about the people interest? As I said, with the Karnataka is supplying water to the places where Maharashtra is unable to do it. They should acknowledge it. There should be mutual respect to us. What is happening is incorrect. It is BJP government in Maharashtra and Karnataka. We should always think India first. Then only the issue can be resolved.
Brijmohan Srivastav?
I totally agree. NCP, Mahavikas Agadi is also want peace in the state, not only in Maharashtra, in the Karnataka also. Both are the part of our country, and we believe in the law. Why we should not wait for the Supreme Court decision?
So why are then leaders of the Agadi making those statements? I told you what Sharad Pawar said today. I told you what Priyanka Chaturvedi said today. I believe Shiv Sena is even, one second, Shiv Sena is even carrying out a rally on 17th, the Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena. I mean, why are you agitating and raising the temperatures and not wait for the Supreme Court decision? Let the Supreme Court decide.
If any party is having the rally, you think that it is against the rule of law. We can educate our peoples and we can counseling our persons.
You are keeping the issue politically alive. That's why you are carrying out a rally. You want to keep the political temperature boiling on this issue.
Jacob Bhai, who has started this issue? Why Mr. Bombay has given a statement on it? There was no need to create this issue.
I am asking you.
Kindly explain which statement the chief minister gave.
ये है कि if you are interested in calming down temperatures, I'm buying what you are saying that Mr. Pawar said today, that things should come back to normal, things should calm down. Then you don't issue an ultimatum saying within 24 hours if the protests don't die down, then Karnataka chief minister is responsible. You don't say on 17th we will take out a massive march on the Belgaum issue if you want to cool down temperatures. Temperature agar cool down karna hai, to then you should call for an all party meeting and then sit and decide ki how to control the situation.
जी, मैं दूसरी बात कहना चाहता हूँ, ये काम तो करना चाहिए भारत की केंद्रीय सरकार को, जो कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी की है। क्या ये देश उनका नहीं है? क्या उनकी कोई जिम्मेदारी नहीं है कि सारी चीजों को वो टेकअप करें? और उनकी दोनों राज्यों में उनके लोग बैठे हुए चीफ मिनिस्टर बनके, डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर बनके।
Maloji Ashtekar is also joining us. He is the General Secretary of the Maharashtra Ekikaran Samiti. Mr. Ashtekar, the question that's being asked is, while there may be some people who want to join hands with Maharashtra, other people who want to join hands with Karnataka, the fact is there was a Mahajan Commission which had come up with a formula on how to split these villages. Why don't you accept that formula and go forth with that? Mr. Ashtekar.
Hello.
Yes. My question to you, sir, is while on the ground some people may want to go with Maharashtra and some people may want to go with Karnataka, there is an established formula given by the Mahajan Commission way back in the 1960s. Why don't you accept that formula?
Mahajan report has given its report is given, but it is not accepted by the central government from 1967.
Will you accept
the central government?
Will Maharashtra Ekikaran Samiti accept Mahajan Commission formula?
we the Maharashtrians say that this report is not a report, it is a bundle of inconsistencies. Mahajan Commission report is a bundle of inconsistencies. You will find inconsistency on every page.
No,
And
what
you are
is
asking us
the
to
inconsistency,
accept
and
the report.
what is then your formula to settle
See,
this dispute?
see, subsequent to Mahajan Commission report, there are some proposals placed before the Parliament.
No, Mr. Ashtekar, I'm asking you
Our
today.
ex-Prime
No,
Minister,
one second.
Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, has clearly
Mr.
stated.
Ashtekar, today, if there were to be a referendum in the district of Belgaum, do you think majority will vote to go to Maharashtra or stay with Karnataka?
See, this border area, in this border area, we Marathi people are more than 60%. Unfortunately, this area is included in Mysore at that time without any formula. So we were part and parcel of Mumbai state. So why they have given, because we are Marathi speaking people, why they have included us in Kannada area?
S. Prakash,
They
this
have
was of
included
course
us. They have included
decided as
us.
per the Linguistic Provinces
See,
Provinces
I tell
Commission
you,
or
today
the
is 6th.
SK Dhar Commission. If what Mr. Ashtekar is saying is right, that more than 60%, which is the majority of the people there, are Marathi speaking, then why should they be associated with Karnataka? After all, linguistic
There are
division,
several. There are several
states of the
districts.
south were formed on basis linguistic division.
No, there are several districts in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Maharashtra, which has Kannada people living Kannada, speaking Kannada is in majority. Have they included in Karnataka? It is not so. We have already accepted the Karnataka, Belgaum, every division, and it is 67. Already we are celebrating the 75th year of independence. We are still fighting for one piece of land to be in Maharashtra or in Karnataka. Forgetting the fact both the places people only get the elected government and they all want is good governance and basic necessities. Instead of fighting for that, the people here, like the MES leader who spoke now, they want to be in the Maharashtra. Let him go there. Who has stopped him? Belgaum is now part of Karnataka. If he feels that it is ruled by Karnataka, he does not want it. He is most welcome to migrate to Maharashtra border, Maharashtra some district.
Okay.
It cannot be now reversed now. Not an inch of land from Karnataka will go to Maharashtra, or an inch of land from Maharashtra can be added to Karnataka. We all know about it. It is for the political purpose. These issues are kept alive.
Let me give the final word to Mr. Tiwari and then Anurag Naidu. Mr. Tiwari, again, you know, if anyone does not like the jurisdiction of the state that he or she is being sent to or is being made a part of, that person is free to migrate. That person can go away to any other district of Maharashtra. Nobody is stopping them. And Maharashtra Ekikaran Samiti may claim that they have political support there. Fact is, over the last 2 or 3 election cycles I've checked, especially in the state, they have not won. They have not won a single seat.
No, that's true. But as a Shiv Sena party, we are with the Maharashtra Ekikaran Samiti, one thing. And we are strongly opposing the Mahajan Commission report also. Try to understand this just the issue which is now being this issue happened today. But you see the Karnataka minister blaming Maharashtra minister. Both government are from the BJP. So I will just blame. This issue has been now the issue has been fueled by the hostile government in Maharashtra and Karnataka.
Okay,
Karnataka
Anurag
government
Naidu,
has
I'll give you
been
the final word. Has this been flared up and kept alive for election purposes because Karnataka goes to polls in about 3 months from now? Anurag Naidu, final word.
To be very honest, I don't think it is going to be having a huge political impact when it comes to the Karnataka, because we're talking about one small part of Karnataka, not the whole state. But my larger problem is, why should we have this culture of political arbitrary decisions on dividing the states, delimiting the constituencies? This has to end. and this politicians making a commission, taking a very small random, sampling, talking to just few leaders, making a report, and then we say, oh, this report is sacrosanct. This culture should end, and that's why I come from Andhra, and the state is suffering because of this arbitrary, split between
Division,
Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. So let's end it up, and let's bring this culture of referendum. Let's give power to the voice, to the people, and let them voice up what they want.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. I want to thank all our guests. Let's see how this story plays out, because I have a feeling that this issue politically will be kept on the pot. It will keep boiling at least until the Karnataka elections, because it's rather odd and rather strange that you have both the state governments belonging to the same party, the center also, the ruling party is the BJP, and somehow they are not able to put a lid on this problem. Also, like I said, the Supreme Court is apprised of the matter. There is a further hearing later this week. We'll see how the story plays out. I'm going to take a quick break here in the program. When we come back, were the 2020 Delhi riots triggered with the express purpose of targeting Hindus? A court of law in Delhi has framed charges against former AAP Councillor Tahir Hussain, and it says it is very clear that the entire plot was to target Hindus in the national capital. Details when we come back.
For this story, we're focusing on Udupi. You've had traders and authorities in the area write letters to the Muzrai department to ban Muslim traders for the upcoming popular temple fairs. But again, as I told you earlier, this is not the first time that we're seeing such calls. Back in March, you'd seen appeals for such calls right before the March-May annual festivities that take place. Now, I just want to check if we have a reporter connected with us already. My colleague Ritu is with us right now to bring us more details. Ritu, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Ritu, could you just explain to our audiences this demand that's coming through that we're telling our audiences right now? If it were actually implemented, would it be legal? And how would it be implemented? How do traders hope it will be implemented? Could you tell us more?
That this is not something new that we're getting to see here in the Karnataka. As Karnataka is heading into an assembly election, these incidents are actually coming into the light often now. But yes, earlier as well, we had seen this taking up a huge turn again from the coastal belt of the Karnataka itself, where in the Udupi itself we had seen a popular temple where there was again a call for the ban of the Muslim traders, because what these Hindu outfits are actually alleging is that the community which is involved in anti-national activities and also has a plan of coming up with a big conspiracy against the society must not be permitted to do the trade during the temple fairs. So now this is another incident that we're getting to hear from the Udupi district, where the popular annual fairs are upcoming, and the two especially popular temple fairs, that is in the Udupi district itself, Koteshwara temple and also another temple of Durga Parmeshwara temple fair as well, one which is slated to be on the 8th and another one again after a couple of days itself. So that actually is a very big temple fairs in the Udupi district. During this time we get to see a huge public gathering as well, and there is again a big scope for the business too during this festivals in the district. So now ahead of that popular temple fairs, again there is a call that has been given to ban for the Muslim traders. But yes, we had seen earlier as well how the state government has went forward and also had supported in some way, saying that the state government in fact stands and defends this kind of step coming in from the Hindu outfits as well, because what again the rules also states as per this Karnataka state government is also that the Muslim traders, or for that matter the other community members, should not be allowed to do business during the temple fair, especially on government. But meanwhile you see the Hindu outfits are continuing, and this kind of a chorus is actually growing here in the Karnataka ahead of the assembly elections.
Okay, but Ritu, what I want to understand from you is, when you take a look at Karnataka, the history is so integrated. You have an example, you have the Bappa Nadu temple, for example, that was built by a Muslim merchant years ago, decades and decades ago. Temples like that, I know that this year that temple saw the banning of Muslim traders. When the community is so integrated, how is such a ban even being implemented?
Very true. See that again. There's too many aspects as well that we'll also try and have to try and look after it, because one, in the Karnataka that we're talking about, you see the state heading into an assembly election. These kind of incidents have actually become very normal, where Hindu outfits are actually often coming out and saying that there should be a ban on the Muslim traders on the temple premises, because the community is often seen with the anti-national activities. Now you remember in this particular incident as well, what the Hindu outfits are actually saying is that there have been an incident that we have often reported of anti-national activities and the conspiracies actually being hashed against the temple itself. So thus this community should not be permitted to do trade on the temple premises during the fair, and moreover the Hindu traders should be given an...
Ritu, I want to understand from you, how is the actual enforcing taking place? Could you tell our audiences? Because I know that such banning has already taken place in this past year, how was that enforced? What did the district officials practically actually do on the ground?
There are a couple of challenges again here. One will have to ensure that the law and order on the ground has been maintained, and again what the state government also states also becomes an important point during this juncture. So yes, now the state government also going on to defend this kind of steps, and earlier as well we had seen the ban of the Muslim traders on the temple premises. There is again likely that a similar incident will take place in the upcoming days as well during this temple fairs as well. But what we again have to try and look after is that you see the India was actually badly affected during the COVID time, and we are still trying to recover from that bad moment that one had gone through economically as well. So now this is again an opportunity for these small traders to come out and do their business and somewhere economically try and manage their life.
I just want you to stay with us for a second. We have Sankeet Yanagi from the Congress. He's with us right now, and I want to go over to him to understand more about the situation. Sir, thank you for joining us. Sir, I believe the Congress and its MLAs have come out and argued that Muslim vendors and traders are not only being prevented from setting up shop, they're also illegally being kept out of the streets leading out to the temples. Could you tell us more?
There is no doubt that it is violating one's fundamental right to carry out trade and profession. And it is also no doubt that it is politically motivated by the BJP, and more so to gain its polarization of votes for the purpose of elections. And since the BJP has nothing to say about its development in the state of Karnataka and has been involved in communal clashes,
Welcome back. A scathing order from a Delhi court prima facie highlights the role of former AAP Councillor Tahir Hussain in the 2020 Delhi riots. The court, while passing an order on framing of charges, has noted that Hussain and the other accused had a clear-cut objective to harm Hindus in the violence that unfolded in northeast Delhi in February 2020.
Nearly 3 years after riots in the capital, there is a big twist in the story. While framing charges against former Aam Aadmi Party councillor Tahir Hussain, a Delhi court said the accused targeted Hindus with a clear-cut objective to harm them and their property in every possible manner. The court order says, the facts and evidence of this case show that a number of persons assembled at the house of Tahir Hussain. Some of them were equipped with firing weapons. Petrol bombs were also arranged by accumulating the required materials in the house of Tahir Hussain. Stones were stored in this house in sacks. All these things were used to target Hindus.
Today, the courts have yet again confirmed that the Delhi riots were not a Sahyog, but a Socha Samjha Vote Bank ka Udyog and Prayog. And the mastermind was Aam Aadmi Party's councillor, Tahir Hussain. And the clear-cut objective was to target Hindus.
Tahir Hussain was seen in multiple videos that emerged at the time of the riots. One of the videos was tweeted by BJP leader Kapil Mishra, showing Tahir Hussain on the roof of his house, carrying a lathi. Massive plumes of smoke were seen billowing up directly from the building below. Aides of Tahir Hussain positioned themselves in various parts of the building. Most of them had their faces covered. A second video is even more damning. It shows a huge mob on Tahir Hussain's roof, and they appear to be throwing petrol bombs on the crowd below.
जो दिल्ली दंगा था वो अनप्लान्ड नहीं था, वेल प्लान्ड दंगा था. ताहिर हुसैन का रोल बहुत क्रिटिकल है, बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है. इसने फंडिंग भी मैनेज कराई है।
So is the anti-Hindu plot behind the Delhi riots now completely exposed?
All right, I want to go across to our guest, Vineet Goenka, BJP spokesperson, joining us, Ravi Srivastava, political analyst, Subhash Jha is a lawyer, and Geeta Bhatt, academic, joining us. Ravi Srivastava, let me read out what the court said while it framed charges against Tahir Hussain and 9 others. Every member of the mob assembled there, which is in Tahir Hussain's house, had participated in achieving this object, which is to target Hindus. Such preparations made and this house being used as a base, seen along with the conduct of the members of this mob, show that they were acting out of a prior meeting of minds with a clear-cut objective in mind to harm Hindus in every possible manner. This is a judge saying in an order where charges have been framed, sir.
Zaka, I have heard about it. And first of all, anybody who is a culprit and the charges proved against him must be convicted and must be punished. There is no defense for that. But the fact is that in this case, yet trial is yet to commence. Evidences are yet to be corroborated in the court of law, and then only a court will order a conviction. As far as this case is concerned, I distinctly recall a reputed channel just a couple of days later on this incident of Delhi riots was standing on the roof of Tahir Hussain's house and was touching everything by hand, whether it's a stone, whether it is a bottle, or whether it is anything, he was touching by his hand. So it appears to me that all this probe was very much biased against a particular person, and that's why I'm saying that the evidences
Sir, the
are
probe,
to be examined.
no, you can ask questions of the probe. I have a very simple question to ask you. This is what a court of law has said. A court has said this while charges are being framed. Are you saying that are you doubting what the court of law has said?
No, what I'm saying is that framing of the charges is okay, but then evidences are yet to be corroborated and examined in the court of law. Then the person will be convicted. The conduct of the Delhi police has been dubious.
Let me read more, sir. Let me read more. I'll get Vineet Goenka also to come in. The court has also gone on to say, the facts and evidence of this case show that a number of persons assembled at the house of Tahir Hussain. Some of them were equipped with firing weapons. Petrol bombs were also arranged. By accumulating the required materials in the house of Tahir Hussain, stones were stored in this house in sacks. All these things were used to target Hindus. This is what the court has said while framing of charges. Vineet Goenka, please respond. While Ravi Srivastava is right, technically and legally, these charges have to be, the evidence has to be examined, the evidence has to stand in a court of law. But if a court is saying this, that's a serious concern, because it's not just a riot that spontaneously broke out. It's clear that this was very, very well orchestrated and very well pre-planned.
Dr. Ram to you and to all my co-panelists and the viewers who are watching this particular debate. Very unfortunate that it was an intentional, intended riot where there was a thoughtful thing being done. It was a conspiracy which was well planned, pre-planned, planned in detail, so that the equipments, weapons, arms are collected, men are trained in that, and then the men are being used for a cause. And the cause which was defined by this accused and his masters, whose names are yet to come out, and I'm sure they will also come out, was to create disharmony between Muslims and Hindus, and especially target the infidels, the so-called kafirs. They are Hindus, the mainland residents, the natives of this country, so that they are being terrorized, they are being atmosphere of terror has been created, and this was deliberate, this was intentional. There were funds been arranged, there were meetings been arranged. And
but Vineetji, what about what Ravi Srivastava is saying, that the role of Delhi police is also very dubious? The role of Delhi police has been brought to question earlier by the same court.
Unfortunately, this country, this civilization and the religion and the community in country, in India, before independence or after independence, was less damaged by writers and people with this kind of sick mind called as Tahir Hussain, but they were more damaged with people with sick thinking and trying to protect these sick people like Ravi Srivastava is doing right now. I feel pity on him when the judge has been said, and when there is a clear action, when people in this country could see the videos, and thousands of people have seen the videos. You and I have seen the video.
Okay.
He has seen the video. But for petty political argument, if you're saying this, I really feel sorry for him.
Okay,
I
Ravi
don't know
Srivastava,
what
quick
to
response.
describe
After which
my
you have to go to
feeling.
Subhash
Let
Jha
me
and to
complete my
Geeta
part.
Bhatt as well. Yeah.
Let
Ravi
me
Srivastava,
complete.
quick response.
Let me
Yeah.
complete. Let me complete.
Ravi Srivastava, yeah.
I want to remind his co-panelists, please do not name. No, do not name the people. And I never name my co-panelists. I have my own opinion. I am saying that this is bulldozer politics, demolition politics is all by one particular party in every state.
No. Are you saying, Ravi ji, are you saying what Tahir Hussain did is to justify bulldozer politics or in response to bulldozer politics?
I'm not saying.
Delhi mein to koi bulldozer nahi chala. The bulldozer, the bulldozer went earlier this year. I'm talking about 2020 Delhi riots. Bulldozer in Jahangirpuri was earlier in 2022.
Zaka, what I'm saying is the police is biased. The man Kapil Mishra keeping his hands on the shoulders of the ACP and making goli maro, all those
Sir, no one is justifying that. No one is justifying that, but that does not justify the presence of Molotov cocktails and petrol bombs on the roof of Tahir Hussain's house.
That is all anyway, in the realm.
Let me go to Subhash Jha. Subhash Jha, again the quote, and I'm quoting from the order on framing of charges against Tahir Hussain and 9 others. The video clips collected by the investigating officer do show that the accused Tahir Hussain was quite active during his movement on the terrace of his house. The video does not show any adversity between Tahir Hussain and other persons who were present on his terrace, and it seemed like there was a meeting of minds with a clear-cut objective in mind. Now, Tahir Hussain's defense was that I'm doing all of this in self-defense. Surely it can't be self-defense if 10 or 15 or 20 people who are on the roof of his house were all attacking the so-called mob that was downstairs, but they were not attacking each other.
Zaka, if I correctly understand, his defense appears to be that he was trying to douse the fire with the building that was gutted with. Not that he was saying that it was in self-defense. This kind of self-defense is never recognized in the law. Now, look at the arms and ammunitions which were kept on the terrace of the building, of his own building. What not? Petrol bombs, firearms, pistols, stones with which people could be hit. And there was one gentleman who lost the first information report, was even hit with a bullet. So therefore, I, to some extent, although me and Mr. Srivastava are never on the same page, but with one thing I must agree with Mr. Srivastava, that Delhi police possibly missed out something which is very important. In a case like this, they ought to have pressed into service provisions of UAPA Act also. This is a terrorist act. This seeks to terrorize one section of the Hindu community with these kind of arms and ammunitions. There is a presumption under UAPA Act, therefore getting conviction is more easy than getting conviction in other IPC offenses, because there the onus is on the prosecution to establish the case beyond all reasonable doubt.
Okay.
Here, the rebuttal of presumption will be on the accused if UAPA is to be
so two things in response to that, and I want to get Geeta Bhatt to answer that. Two defenses that have been put by Tahir Hussain. Number one, he was doing this in self-defense. He was trying to protect his house. Number two, he is saying all of this was planted by the Delhi police post facto. And like I said, the Delhi police's role was also brought into question by the same court that was looking at this 2020 Northeast Delhi riots case. So please answer on both of those points.
Zaka, I think the videography and the evidences, visual evidences, which all of us have seen, which were there on the social media, they very categorically show, and that is what has been the observation of the court, that he was not only just a part of the conspiracy, in hatching the conspiracy, but was also participating in the riots. This is an observation which has been made by the court. And in fact, the truth of the Delhi riots today, it stands vindicated because of the the evidences that have been produced in the courts, and based on which the observations have been made by the court. And in fact, there were many those when Tahir Hussain was arrested, they were trying to project that he has been arrested because he belongs to the Muslim community. And in this garb of Islamophobia, they were trying to project that Tahir Hussain was not someone who was directly involved, and the kind of observation which has just been made, that it is or which he has put forth in his defense. But the fact remains that we all saw it, Zaka, and we had seen that how in these riots, which of course it instigated many, and with this kind of someone who was a part of a political party, part of a system.
Ravi Srivastava, how does the Aam Aadmi Party continue to brook this? Because you can turn around and say, oh, he was a former councillor, he's not associated with the party anymore. But the fact is that this man on an Aam Aadmi Party ticket, and Aam Aadmi Party has been in power in Delhi for the last 7 or 8 years, you can't distance yourself beyond a point. You have to come out and unequivocally say that no one else in the party has anything to do with him. The party has nothing to do with him. Why was he, given any kind of political patronage in the first place?
That's true.
In
fact,
Ravi Srivastava.
1 minute, madam. The question is to me. See, first of all, no party is devoid of criminals. It is all parties have got some or the other. But what I am saying is, before pronouncing somebody a criminal, a trial has to take place. All evidences have to be put and corroborated. Incontrovertible evidence.
You tell me, Raviji, you tell me, now, if instead of Tahir Hussain, a BJP councillor was caught with petrol bombs and pistols on the roof of his house, my God, the entire, Aam Aadmi Party, the government, the ministers, everybody would have been out on the street saying, "Dekho, BJP dangai karati."
I think it's your presumption. I think
why is it a presumption? You correct me, no? You correct me if it's a presumption.
Law should apply to everybody equally. There is no question of that he was belonging to this party or that party. A criminal is a criminal. There cannot be any justification to anyone for that matter.
Vineet Goenka, Aam Aadmi Party is saying he has nothing to do with us. He's a former councillor. Unka aur uska koi lena dena nahi hai.
From the party.
Yeah, Vineet Goenka.
Can I come in, Jaka, here?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I repeat myself, those people who protect this kind of violence, not only they are guilty of promoting this violence, but this time to come, generations to come will never forgive them. I have seen in 1984, violence was used as a tool by Congress then, and I have seen in 2020, violence has been used by Aam Aadmi Party. Tahir Hussain is not single case. Amanatullah Khan, Somnath Bharti using violence against his wife and security guard. Satyendra Jain in Hawala. Raviji, you can't use your verbal violence here, please. So, all these people, and do you think this was not done with the understanding of the leadership of Aam Aadmi Party? They were not aware of this? Let me point out one question to you and to the co-panelists and everybody who is watching this debate. Did Arvind Kejriwal, the CM of Delhi, boss of Tahir Hussain, condemn Tahir Hussain? No, he tried to protect him. A. B. Did he visit the victim, the IB officer who was killed by goons hired by Tahir Hussain or probably instigated by Tahir Hussain?
Yeah.
Did he visit him? No, he did not do that.
Okay,
he did not
so
do that at all. He did not visit
to that.
any Hindu that
Has the
time.
Aam Aadmi Party
He did not condemn
the
the act.
He
never
did he
went
go
to
and visit the family of Mr. Sharma who died in this attack in the riots? Ravi Srivastava?
Zaka, this is totally unfair. This person is trying to give a communal color to this unfortunate incident, where the people from both the communities.
This is a communal act.
No, why?
It is the court which said it's a communal.
No, he's asked a very simple question. One second.
Conspiracy.
Raviji, Chief Minister of Delhi.
You guys are responsible for killing Hindus.
Raviji, suniye. Raviji, Chief Minister of Delhi is the Chief Minister of all citizens, whether they be Hindus, Muslims, Christians, whatever. He's asked a simple question. Has the Chief Minister of Delhi gone and visited the family of that one Mr. Sharma, who was an IB official, who died in these riots? Simple question.
See, it's not a question of any community or communal. He has expressed his sorrow and.
People think he has not visited a single Hindu.
For all the people who have died, they were all innocent people. So don't give it a color. He was a Hindu, so he has not visited. He was a
They
Muslim,
were not
so he was
innocent.
not
They were
visited.
victims of your conspiracy. Shut your mouth. They were victims of conspiracy. It's an act of communal violence.
Did Mr. Modi visit any Muslim person who died over there?
No, but
Did he visit
Vinit ji, ye bataiye, just 24 hours before this happened, no, 1 second, 24 hours before this happened, there were images of Kapil Mishra urging Delhi police constables saying, Goli maro, Goli maro. Has anything happened to Kapil Mishra? कुछ कार्रवाई हुई इसके खिलाफ?
Jaka,
Not only he,
do
Wait,
not
one second,
condemn
let him answer.
this particular act of
Let him
answer,
of
Ravi ji, let him answer.
eliminating Hindus from Delhi by bringing in a small tribal issue of Kapil. And Kapil can answer himself for that. Here the question is larger. Was it intentional? What is deliberate? Was it planned? Was it funded? Was it with the knowledge of the leadership of Aam Aadmi Party? Did the leadership of the Aam Aadmi Party condemn this particular accused after the incidents happened? Did the leadership of Aam Aadmi Party visit the
So
Hindu
these questions
victim
you asked
IB
a moment
officer
ago, you haven't
Sharma's
answered my
house?
question
Answer
saying
is
that
no,
this is the
clear cut.
responsibility
No.
of Kapil Mishra. Fair enough. What was the Delhi police constable who was standing next to him doing? He's not Kapil Mishra's responsibility. He should not be taking orders from Kapil Mishra. He should have
These
arrested
are
him.
small things which can be
Not a
discussed,
constable,
but
the
larger
DCP
issue
level
is,
officer was
the
standing next to him.
conspiracy? They are not in Tahir Hussein's case.
That's what I say, that you are only take one
Jaka,
side always.
it's very simple.
Which is totally unfair and incorrect.
Okay, I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to give the final word to Mr. Jha. Mr. Jha, I think on one point I agree with Ravi Srivastav. At this stage, charges have been framed. This has to be proven in a court of law. And as we have seen with numerous riot cases across India, across history, they simply do not stand up. The evidence simply does not hold up in court.
Saka, the problem is why it doesn't stand. Let us understand to the legalities. Because in criminal trial, it is the responsibility is quite heavy on the prosecution to establish beyond all reasonable doubt as to who were the persons responsible for rioting and what role has been ascribed to each of these accused. And then it is very difficult for witnesses to come and depose after 3 years or 5 years or 10 years as to what role, specific role, who picked up the rod, who picked up the revolver, who picked up the pistol, who threw the petrol bomb. It's very difficult.
Okay.
And then it doesn't match with the statement recorded as 161 of CRPC.
Okay,
and
I'm completely out of
benefit
time.
goes to
I'm really sorry for curtailing it. But thank you very much to Vinit Goenka, Ravi Srivastav, Subhash Jha and Geeta Bhatt for joining us. We'll see what comes of this. This has to go to trial and the charges have to be proven in a court of law basis evidence. We'll keep a close tab on that. That's a wrap. Epicenter now with Ayushman.
Hello and welcome to News Epicenter with me, Ayushman Singh Jamwal. The shadow of terror, ladies and gentlemen, continues to loom over the Kashmir Valley, and those who were driven out by Islamic terrorists are in the line of fire once again. Now, amid targeted killings of Kashmiri Pandits who simply aim to reclaim their home in the Kashmir Valley, fresh panic has gripped the Hindu community after the terror group, the TRF, a front of the Lashkar-e-Taiba, released a list of 57 Kashmiri Pandit government employees vowing to eliminate them. Kashmiri Pandits have been protesting for weeks, demanding their relocation to the safer Jammu region as there is no end to the threat in the valley. To address the situation, the Union Home Secretary chaired a high-level meeting along with the Chief of RAW and National Security Advisor Ajit Doval to review the security situation. In fact, top government sources indicate discussions were held on boosting the conviction rate in UAPA cases as well as curbing weapons and drug drops by drones from across the border. But the threat is clear and present, ladies and gentlemen. While no one can deny that